Spent so many nights talking to the ceiling, asking God if he could hear a heart that barely knew how to pray. I had questions in my pockets, regrets beneath my pillow, and 1,000 little reasons to believe tomorrow wouldn't change. I had become good at pretending, good at saying I'm alright, while the storm inside my chest was tearing through me every night. Then I finally stopped pretending, let the tears fall where they may, and whispered, Lord, I'm tired, I need you here today. He heard you. He heard you.
He heard you.
Every tear.
He heard you.
Every prayer. I thought heaven had forgotten all the promises I'd heard. I couldn't understand the silence, couldn't find the right words, but God was moving quietly behind the scenes I couldn't see, building something out of ashes that would one day rescue me. Every door that wouldn't open, every road that led me back, every dream that fell to pieces wasn't proof that I was lost. Sometimes what feels like rejection is protection dressed in pain, and the God who sees tomorrow knows the road we cannot trace. Trust Him.
Trust Him.
Even when you cannot see, He's still working.
He's still working.
He's still working. There was a morning I woke up and the weight felt slightly lighter. Same room, same scars, but somehow I could breathe again. I opened up the curtains and the sunlight touched my face, and for the first time in a long time I could feel a little grace. I realized my miracle didn't always look like thunder. Sometimes God answers prayers with the strength to rise again. Sometimes healing is an instant, sometimes freedom comes in pieces, but every little step forward is a victory over yesterday. Step by step,
Day by day,
grace is moving,
making a way.
when heaven answered my tears, it didn't come like lightning,
It came like mercy.
it came like peace in the middle of the storm.
Peace in the storm.
It came like strength when my own strength disappeared. He held you up,
Oh,
and I finally understood that God had never left me. He was there in every midnight, every lonely mile, every unanswered prayer with heaven answered my tears. He gave me
more
than an answer,
gave me.
a reason to keep believing. I remember all the people who told me I'd never make it. Maybe they couldn't see what God was doing in my life. I remember every failure, every shameful conversation, every time I looked into the mirror and didn't recognize my own eyes. But mercy doesn't count you by the worst thing you've ever done. Grace doesn't ask perfection before it calls you love. In the same hands that lifted me from darkness are the hands that taught me how to walk again,
Walk again,
rise again,
hope again,
live again.
live again.
Yeah, I keep a little notebook of the prayers God has answered, not because I want to boast, but because I know my memory sometimes forgets the miracles. When another storm approaches, I read those pages slowly. I remind myself, if He did it once, He can carry me again. I've survived nights I thought would kill my spirit. I've walked through valleys I thought would never end, and every time I reached the place where I had nothing left, God somehow became everything I needed. He'll do it again.
He'll do it again.
What He did before,
He can do again.
when I cried,
He was listening.
when I fell,
He was reaching.
when I wandered,
He was waiting.
when I doubted, He change my circumstances, but you changed my heart. I thought you would remove every mountain. You gave me strength to climb. I thought you would silence every storm. You taught me how to sing through it. And now I know the greatest miracle wasn't that every problem disappeared. It was that I became someone who could walk through the fire and still believe. I became someone who could cry and still worship, someone who could lose and still love, someone who could fall and still rise, someone who could look at everything behind me and say, God was faithful even there. He was faithful, he was faithful. So if you're crying tonight, don't be ashamed of your tears. Let them fall, let heaven heal them, because the same God who heard my midnight prayer can hear yours. And someday, when you look back at the road behind you, you may realize the tears you thought were proof of your weakness were actually watering the testimony God was growing inside you. Trust him, trust him, even when you cannot see. He's still working, he's still working. There was a morning I woke up and the weight felt slightly lighter. Same room, same scars, but somehow I could breathe again. I opened up the curtains and the sunlight touched my face. And for the first time in a long time, I could feel a little grace. I realized my miracle didn't always look like thunder. Sometimes God answers prayers with the strength to rise again. Sometimes healing isn't instant. Sometimes freedom comes in pieces. But every little step forward is a victory over yesterday. Step by step, day by day, grace is moving, making a way. When heaven answered my tears, it didn't come like lightning. It came like mercy, it came like peace in the middle of the storm. Peace in the storm, it came like strength when my own strength disappeared. He held you up, and I finally understood that God had never left me. He was there in every midnight, every lonely mile, every unanswered prayer. And heaven answered my tears. It gave me more than an answer. It gave me a reason to keep believing. And I remember all the people who told me I'd never make it. Maybe they couldn't see what God was doing in my life. I remember every failure, every shameful conversation, every time I looked into the mirror and didn't recognize my own eyes. But mercy doesn't count you by the worst thing you've ever done. Grace doesn't ask perfection before it calls you loved. And the same hands that lifted me from darkness are the hands that taught me how to walk again, rise again, hope again, live again. Now I keep a little notebook of the prayers God has answered. Not because I want to boast, but because I know my memory sometimes forgets the miracles. When another storm approaches, I read those pages slowly. I remind myself, if he did it once, he can carry me again. I survived nights I thought would kill my spirit. I've walked through valleys I thought would never end. And every time I reached the place where I had nothing left, God somehow became everything I need. He'll do it again, he'll do it again, he'll do it again. What he did before, he can do again. When I cried, he was listening. When I fell, he was reaching. When I wandered, he was waiting. When I doubted, he was waiting. When I doubted, he remained faithful. When I broke, he came like strength. When my own strength disappeared, he held you up. And I finally understood that God had never left me. He was there in every midnight, every lonely and answered my